Here's how we drove so much traffic to our client that they sold out of their $20,000 guitars. Most SEO case studies go like this. Agencies do the work, rankings go up, revenue goes up, everyone is happy. This client was a little different. This is a story of a client where SEO worked so well, so fast that it created a problem nobody saw was coming. The reason I'm telling it is because it reveals something about SEO performance that almost no agencies will talk about honestly. If you're an e-commerce founder doing between $100,000 and $10 million a month, this video is going to change how you think about organic traffic and what it actually means to be ready for the organic traffic. If you don't know me, I'm Nick Winikoff, co-founder of SEO AISEO. We are an AI era SEO agency built exclusively for e-commerce brands. Let me tell you what happened. The brand was an antique instrument company selling rare and vintage guitars. They also sold violas, banjos, violins, stuff of that nature, all high ticket products. We're talking instruments priced anywhere between a few thousand up to $20, $25, even sometimes $30,000 a piece. Their inventory was limited by nature. Antique instruments are not restocked from a warehouse. When the $20,000 guitar sells, it's gone. Finding comparable replacement takes time, sometimes even months. They came to us with a clear problem. Here's what they were dealing with. They had a strong brand reputation within the vintage guitar world, but they had zero organic visibility on Google for the keywords their buyers were actually searching. They had no collection page structure, no schema, no supporting copy. Almost entirely dependent on word of mouth and direct traffic from existing customers. A high-ticket, low-inventory model where a single sale moved the revenue needle significantly. The brief was straightforward. Get them found organically by serious buyers searching for vintage antique keywords. Build the visibility that their reputation deserved, but their website was not delivering. Here's what we did. We ran the same process we run for every client. Step 1. Keyword and SERP research. We identified high-intent keywords serious buyers use when they're ready to spend serious money on a vintage instrument. These were not some broad terms like guitar for sale. These were specific collector-level searches, terms that someone uses when they know exactly what they're looking for and they have the budget to buy it. Step 2. Restructure their collection pages. Their collection pages had no supporting copy, no schema markup, no H1 structure that matched what their buyers were searching. Google had no clear signal about what each page was for or who it was for. We rebuilt the pages from the SERP data up. H1s and subheadings modeled on what the pages were already ranking for. Supporting copy that answered the specific questions high-intent buyers asked before spending $10,000 or $20,000 on an instrument. We redid the product schema so that Google and AI tools could read the inventory accurately. Internal linking to distribute authority from the strongest pages across the rest of the website. Step 3. Technical foundation. We fixed the issues that were holding rankings back regardless of content quality. Some things like duplicate meta titles across category pages, missing H1 tags on several high-value collection pages. We even fixed redirect chains that were diluting link authority. We added alt image text across the majority of the product photography. If you're an e-commerce founder doing between $100,000 to $10 million a month and you want to make sure your SEO is built around your actual business and not just rankings, book a free strategy call with SEO AISEO. We have used this approach to drive $573,000 in organic revenue to the feed in just 8 months. We also drove $182,000 in organic revenue to the Roof Nest in only 4 months. We look at your inventory model, your conversion rate, your AOV, and your capacity before we touch anything. Link in the description. Now back to the video. So here's what happens next. Rankings move fast. Within the first few weeks, collection pages that had never ranked for anything started appearing on page 1 for the exact keywords serious buyers were reusing when they were trying to make a purchase. Organic traffic to those pages went from effectively zero to a consistent growing stream of high-intent visitors, and those visitors became buyers. Here's some of the numbers. Organic click to current collection pages increased significantly within the first month. Buyers coming through were not casual browsers. They were collectors with intent and budget. Multiple 10,000, 20,000, and even 30,000 guitars sold within weeks of pages going live. On the surface, this looked exactly what we were hired to do. And then we got a call from the client. Here's the problem that nobody planned for. Client had sold out. Not just one guitar, multiple pieces across several high-value categories. The organic traffic we had driven was converting so well that the inventory could not keep up with the demand we had created. For a brand selling $15 protein powder, selling out is a great problem to have. You reorder, restock, and keep the traffic warm. For an antique instrument company, it's a little bit more complicated. Here's why we created a real business problem. Antique guitars cannot be reordered. Each piece is unique. Sourcing comparable inventory takes months of relationships, months of auction attendance, and months of dealer networks. The collection pages we had optimized were now ranking and receiving traffic for products that no longer existed. A buyer landing on a page for a sold-out $18,000 instrument and finding nothing available is a broken experience. And holding position 1 for a keyword while the page shows nothing available, well, that can hurt rankings for anyone. So the SEO had worked, but the business was not structured to absorb it. This is the part I think matters most, and the part that most agencies quietly gloss over. We told them the truth immediately. Here's what our honest conversation with the client looked like. We explained exactly what happened and why. Traffic was real, conversions were real, and the problem was very real. We did not spin it as a pure win, and we did not pretend like this was their fault for not anticipating it. The honest answer was we had not asked the right questions before we started. In a high-ticket, limited inventory business, the question is not can we rank for these keywords, it is also what happens to the business if we rank immediately and buyers show up before inventory is ready. That is the question we now ask every client in a similar business model before we start. So here's what the case study actually taught us. We talked about this one internally more than almost any other engagement. Not because the SEO failed, it didn't. Rankings moved, traffic came, revenue was generated. We talk about it because it exposed a gap in how agencies think about SEO strategy for high-ticket, limited inventory brands, and it changed how we approach every engagement since. Lesson 1. SEO success and business readiness are not the same thing. Driving traffic is one problem. Having a business that can absorb that traffic profitably is a separate problem. A good SEO agency should be asking about both before the work starts. Lesson 2. Timing matters differently in different inventory models. For a brand with scalable inventory, faster is almost always better. For a brand with limited or artisanal inventory, phased approach that builds demand ahead of restocking is often smarter than a full launch that outpaces supply. Lesson 3. Transparency is the only honest response when something does not go to plan. The client ended up leaving us. They valued the honesty and gave us an amazing 5-star review. Unfortunately, they did not see the value of SEO in their future. That outcome is only possible if you're willing to have an uncomfortable conversation. Here's what e-commerce founders should take from this. If you're running a high-ticket business with limited or unique inventory, here's what this story means for you. Before you invest in SEO, you must ask these questions. If rankings move in 30 to 60 days and serious buyers started arriving, do you have the inventory to convert that traffic? If your highest value products sell out quickly, do you have a mechanism to hold those buyers and bring them back when stock returns? Is your business model for scalable demand, or does it require more of a phased approach to visibility growth? The right SEO strategy depends on your business model. $20 supplement brand and a $20,000 guitar brand both benefit from SEO, but the strategy looks completely different because the business model is completely different. Volume brands want fast, broad traffic growth. High-ticket, limited inventory brands want targeted, timed visibility that matches their availability to deliver. If your agency is not asking which category you fall in before they start their collection page copy, this is a problem worth addressing before you spend another dollar. So in conclusion, we drove so much traffic that our clients sold out of their $20,000 guitars. That sentence sounds like a win, and it was, mostly, but the lesson inside it is more useful than the headline. SEO that works is only as good as the business behind it. Build the strategy around the business, not just around the rankings, and results compound in the right direction.